out on screens near you very soon. A racing documentary with a difference, and one which may well change your perception surrounding neurodiversity. It is called A Racing Mind and features Lilly Pinchin.
If I did not have horses, I'd hate to think where I'd be right now. Every day I wake up in the morning, my brain is a mess. Having ADHD, in reality, it's a real struggle. If I didn't have horses, I'd really be struggling to control my ADHD, where I'm in a different world when I'm on a horse. I'm Lilly Pinchin, I'm a national hunt jockey.
Go on half a stride, lads, go on half a stride.
She first came riding out for us. She said her biggest ambition in racing will be to ride out her claim. There are a lot of very good girls in the weighing room who are doing extremely well in a very much male-dominated sport.
It's everybody else's day off, but we don't get a day off.
Without her ADHD, would she be so determined? Because that's all Lily's life is, just racing.
I'm 2 winners away from riding out my claim. It's going to happen any day now, I think.
For any jockey, male or female, it's a great achievement to ride out your claim. There's so many people who don't.
She loves horses. She has a great empathy with horses. Horses run well for her. In a medical model, you are defined by deficit and impairment. But it's about taking a much more strength-based approach. It's about recognising that actually ADHD doesn't define who you are as a person. It doesn't define your personality or your potential.
I absolutely love racing. I really would love to inspire younger people coming through. If I didn't take my tablets, I wouldn't be able to do the job I do. It makes me a better person, and it makes me the person that I am. It's something that, needs to be talked about and spoke about, because not everyone is normal.
Like all conditional jockeys, there's still plenty to learn. That will all come in good time.
This game's just a joke sometimes. It's what you live for, and it ruins your life as well.
You'll be fine, Lily. You haven't got this far without being able to ride.
If I ride my claim out, so be it, amazing. But I never set targets because I feel as though it can easily be disappointed in this game. My ADHD has been ripe. I mean, I can barely concentrate. When I get on a horse, it's completely different. I just completely switch off and concentrate.
And they're off.
Go on, Lily!
I wouldn't say it's a thrill, unless it's a win.
A winning machine in the hands of Lilly Pinchin.
No chance would I ever believe that I would be where I am right now.
She wouldn't be the person she is without her ADHD.
Well, ADHD has shaped her and framed her in many respects, but it has not impinged upon her ability to ride extremely well, nor forge a very successful career in the saddle. Lilly, welcome back to the studio. It's great to see you.
Thanks very much for having me. No, it's been a journey that I have wanted to talk about, but I think now is the right time, so I'm really glad that I can speak up about it, and hopefully it can just help other people with ADHD or anything really.
Because we've sat here before and we've talked at length about your career and how well you've done, and it wasn't mentioned because none of us knew. So tell us a little bit about how you first knew you were living with ADHD.
I think my parents knew I had ADHD. From the age of 3, I was medicated.
Which is very early, isn't it? But they were way ahead of their time. Yeah,
they were. I mean, my mum said to me the one day, she said, we were just talking about it, she said that she would go to nursery and the parents would be with their children and they would say, whose is that? So I was a very a busy child. And as I started to grow up, I really struggled with just normal tasks and normal things. And just looking back at my career now and my life, if I didn't have a medication, I wouldn't be able to do the job that I do.
So it's really hard for us who don't have ADHD to kind of really put ourselves into your shoes. When you wake up in the morning, How do you feel? Can you describe what's in your mind?
I wake up in the morning and I need to take them. I know I need to take them because I'm too much. I'd be too full of energy, just full of everything. So as soon as I get in my car, I take my tablets, and then I am the person that I am. It's just so important for me and everything I do. So
it's almost like a feeling of lack of control when you wake up in the morning. Is that?
Yeah,
is that it?
It's almost like I can't process things right. I can't put things in the right order. I always forget things, or trying to organise things, or organisation goes out the window. I have to make sure I'm organised midday because my medication wears off at 5 o'clock. So organisation is a really tricky thing with ADHD, and time management and all those sort of things are really tricky. So yeah, my tablets are so important. I make sure I take them every day at 6 o'clock.
And does it have a physical manifestation as well? Like, are you a different person physically when you're not on your medication? If you never took it, what would you be like? Would you be running around all over the place?
If I didn't take my medication, I wouldn't be able to drive my car, in a sense where concentration is really important. Where I think horses have come into this and helped me out throughout my career so much is that they are like my hyperfocus. So I absolutely adore them. And if I didn't have them, I don't know where I'd be. But I think that, taking my medication makes me come down a level, and it almost makes me think before I speak, think before I do. It just helps me decide and make decisions a lot better.
How did this impact on you, particularly through your teenage years, when life's pretty tough?
My teenage years were possibly the hardest for not just me, but my family. They were really tricky. I mean, I was hormones and growing up, and the problem is when you're growing, the levels of your weight and all that kind of stuff. It was really tricky to find the right match. And when I got to about 20, we found the right match. And I've been on the same dosage for ages now. I'm now 26. So, yeah, no, that's basically how it works.
So were you kind of struggling to see where the light was at the end of the tunnel at that point?
Yeah, in my teenage years, I was so set on becoming a jockey and wanting to be a jockey and wanting everything, or even any aspect in life, driving a car or being able to do adult life. I knew what I wanted to do, and I knew I wanted to go into racing. And I think, as a teenager growing up, it was really tricky because I wanted it now. And it's almost like just sit back and wait a little bit. And I think they were my tricky years.
Because your mind was so restless.
So busy, so busy. Like, if I didn't have my medication, I think I would have just probably thrown myself into situations where it wouldn't have worked out as well as it has, if that makes any sense. Because
the medication has made you in a safer place.
Yeah, definitely. It's, I'm not saying everybody with ADHD should be medicated, but for me, it's my lifeline. Like, it's so important to me.
And tell me a little bit about hyperfocus and what you mean by that, and particularly how it's pertinent to people who are living with ADHD. So hyperfocus, I'd say my horses and riding in races, that is my biggest hyperfocus, because I'm so relaxed and so focused on a horse. They are just, I suppose it just takes everything away. When I'm on a horse, I don't think about anything else but me and the horse and riding. So that notion that if you're living with ADHD, if you have something that you've got a real passion for, that you're really into, you should really lean into it because that helps you. Yeah, a lot of athletes, they have ADHD, and it makes them, I believe it's made me a better person, and it's made me be able to be a professional jockey. I think if I didn't have my ADHD, I wouldn't be the person I am today. It's amazing, isn't it, when you think of it like that? And does that make you feel better to be able to kind of embrace it and put that perspective on it? Yeah, definitely. I think it's my superpower.
I really do.
And in terms of how you're progressing in the saddle at the moment, this is kind of a pivotal moment for you, coming out of the claim and into being a fully fledged professional. Are you getting the support that you want?
Yeah, it's really tricky when you lose your claim. I think that contacts are so important. I mean, I'm very lucky to have Charlie Longston. He's been a massive supporter of mine throughout my claim and now as a professional. Also, I've just sort of started riding out for Henrietta Knight. I had a winner for her New Year's Day at Cheltenham.
Yeah, listed race, yeah.
Yeah, that was really special. So I'm definitely having to work a lot harder in my documentary. When I ride my claim out, I basically said that, you know, now I've got to work even harder. So it is hard, but I'm willing to put the effort in, and hopefully, given the opportunities, I can show everyone I can do it.
Okay, so how was it making the film? Did you enjoy it?
It was crazy. Me and Louis just decided one day that we would do a documentary, and I said, really? And he said, yeah, we'll do it. And I was like, Louis, there's like 2 of us. And he was like, well, we're going to do it. So he followed me around for a whole year with this camera, and we made this documentary, and we'll look back at it now, and it's just incredible, the work that him, Billy, Pete and myself have put in. It's unbelievable, and hopefully we can set this, you know, pretty high and push it out there, and hopefully it can just sort of encourage the younger generation or older generation or whoever it is to show them that they can do whatever they want to do, even though they have ADHD or whatever, you know, problems that they deal with in their life.
Well, I think you will reassure an awful lot of people and inspire them, hopefully, as well. Louis is Louis Gill from the Cotswold Film Company, who has made this film and is with us now. Hi, Louis, how are you doing?
Yeah, very well, Nick. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. Lovely to have you with us this morning. How was Lily to work with?
Oh, fantastic. I mean, Lily's one of those people who lights up a room. She's incredibly entertaining. She's a great person to work with, and we were such good friends. It was very natural to work together, really.
And what were you trying to achieve, Louis? I mean, you know, we've heard from Lily about the message that she wanted to get across. What were you trying to achieve through the film?
Well, I mean, personally, I've always had an interest in documentary filmmaking, and it's something that in our paid work we don't often get an opportunity to do. But you know, I've always wanted to make something that inspires people, and you know, Lily's such a good friend. I just thought her story was one that I really wanted to tell. You know, I sit there and have ideas all day long about, you know, potential documentaries and things like that. But this was the one that I really wanted to make.
Okay, so how can people watch it?
Well, at the moment, it's been created with the idea of it going out on our social media and our YouTube channels. And that's great. And I really hope that I hope that loads of people watch that. But I still think as well it has potential to go out, you know, further than that. There's so much content, Nick. I mean, we've edited 4 episodes so far, and that's the kind of journey of Lily riding out her claim. But there's going to be extra episodes. There's going to be loads more content coming from it as well. So, you know, predominantly it'll be our social media, but I think I've got a feeling it might end up going further than that, hopefully.
Well, so what you really want is network commissioners, Netflix, Amazon Prime and everybody else who watch this programme on a weekly basis to be picking this up and running with it.
Well, yeah, and also, you know, racing TV, I mean, it's great that you guys have been so supportive of it. You know, it's very hard for us. You know, we're a production company in Cheltenham, and you know, most of our work is kind of, you know, commercials and promo videos. So, you know, there's a team of 3 of us. We're working full time, and we've got to work on our paid work. You know, predominantly that has to be our main focus. So making a documentary like this off our own backs, it's self-funded. You know, we haven't had any backing, you know, financially for this. And all we want to do is just to get it seen by as many people as possible, because I genuinely believe it's a great story and it will inspire people.
Louis, thank you so much. All the very best.
Thanks, Nick. Cheers.
Louis Gill from the Cotswold Film Company, who are making a racing mind with Lilly Pinchin, who's with us today alongside George Bowie and David Yates. And Lilly, last time you were here, we talked quite a bit. We talked almost nothing about ADHD, but we did talk a lot about chickens.
Yeah.
If I remember rightly. Are the chickens still a thing?
Yeah, they are. They're a very big part of my family and my life. They're great. I love them. They're really good.
And so you're still keeping them?
Yeah, definitely. They are. I love collecting different kinds of chickens and ducks. I've got Lucy Barry's 3 little runner ducks that she didn't have room for, and they live at my house now. So no, I like collecting them.
George, do you have any unusual pastimes?
Not at the moment.
Collections?
No, no chickens actually. No.
No chickens. No.
Something I might have to take up.
No ducks.
No ducks.
No other animals. And the Jack Russell is actually here today.
Yeah, he is. He's out there. He came with me. He's coming to Chepstow today. So yeah, he loves coming in the car.
And is he everywhere? Is he with you the whole time?
Yeah, he is. I'm very lucky. I live a mile away from Mum and Dad, and I drop them off with Mum, and she has them when I'm going racing or riding out. So I'm very, very privileged to have that. So they are a very big part of my life. And
shots of you there in the documentary riding out for James Owen, is that going to be an association that's going to bear a bit more fruit, do you think? Hopefully.
I rode a lot for James throughout my claim. He was really supportive of me, and I'm very grateful for all the opportunities I got. I still ride for James, bits and bobs here and there. So no, he was a big part, and obviously I rode my claim out for him on My Gift to You, so that was very special.
Dave, I'm fascinated listening to Lilly, and I'm really hoping that this can inspire people not only to get undiagnosed conditions diagnosed and properly medicated, but also to show people that it can be done.
Absolutely. I mean, it's an inspiring story, and the chief message is to get out is that you're able to achieve what you want to achieve, aren't you? And it's. I hope that this it would certainly be something that we could write about in our Cheltenham coverage. I think it's a really interesting and very inspiring story.
And what I love about this documentary is it's so real. Like, every bit of it is so real. You know, Louis followed me around for a year, one of my best friends, and it was no film production company. So everything is just so real. I mean, there are strops and there is good times and there's bad times, and it's really, what I love about it is it's just so real. It's very funny.
Is part of living with ADHD having less of an ability to, like, stop yourself saying the wrong thing? So actually, what comes out of your mouth tends to be what's in your head.
Yeah, that's where the medication comes in so handy for myself.
Gives you a filter.
Yeah, that's what I do say. I say to a lot of people, I've got my filter on now. But yeah, it's. If and my mum would say, oh, why can't you be like you are with everyone else at home sometimes? But that's my safe place, I suppose. But yeah, it does help me. It makes me think before I speak, think before I do. And I think it's like if you were...
I almost feel like I want you on the show unmedicated next time.
Yeah, I probably would say the wrong thing.
Would we actually get you to sit still?
Probably not. My eyes would be everywhere. I think with ADHD as well, if you watch a child with ADHD or someone with ADHD, their eyes are always wandering, even though they're focused. But a lot of, like, Louis says it to me a lot, and Louis trying to organise times with me, or like, Lil, can we go for dinner tonight? I'm like, yeah, no, let's go for dinner tonight, and then I just don't turn up because I'm like, oh my God, I forgot. But yeah, it's my friends will definitely say it's a nightmare, or Mum would say, oh, can you grab some milk? And I get home and she's like, where's milk? And I'm like, oh, forgot it. And
you would say you're not hungry all through the day, and then suddenly, when the medication runs out, you're hungry? Yeah,
so my medication suppresses my appetite, so it makes me really hyper-focused, so I'll drink, but I don't really tend to eat, and then come 5 o'clock, I'll eat. My dad calls me a chocolate monster. I love chocolate in the morning. It's my favourite thing. And I'll eat that in the morning, or I'll have porridge or something like that, and then come the evening, I'll eat very well.
And that's all manageable?
Yeah, really.
You just found your groove.
Yeah, really manageable. I eat very well. I eat healthy. I go to the gym quite a lot. I mean, it doesn't affect me. If I was to try and go to the gym without my medication, oh my God, it'd be a nightmare. I just wouldn't be able to do it.
Listen, chocolate for breakfast. It can't be a bad thing.
No, it's definitely not.
There's not everyone who's allowed that.
Very true.
Did you watch the racing from Nace yesterday?
Yes.
Did you see this? Now, if you're on the inside and you're on the hurdles track, whoa!
I thought that was brilliant.
How's that? What a horse. What a clever horse as well. Lugging out, looking at the other horses and still picks his feet up.
It's just brilliant, isn't it? They're such athletes, them horses.
Was he disqualified?
Yeah.
Have you trained, you've owned a jumper, haven't you?
I've got a horse with Harry Derham at the moment.
Yeah. How's he doing?
He'd be like a 55 rated flat horse, I'd say.
He's
so,
lower than mezzanine level.
Yeah, I think he won off a mark in the 80s, but he's been a bit of fun. I had a bumper horse for Harry, which didn't stay, so... But yeah, it's been better than my jumping career, which was poor.
I think you've got quite enough on your plate this season. Thank you so much for coming in, and all the very best. David, thank you. Thank you, Lily, and all the very best with the upcoming documentary.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.